Welcome back to another episode of the Right Bros podcast. You're here with me, Parker, Coy, Justin, and Gabe, and we've got some breaking news, and we're just going to go right into the breaking news. It is just now breaking. Whoever wants to break it first, y'all go ahead, because I think y'all...
I will break the
Go ahead,
news.
Coy.
Brian Kelly has been fired as LSU's football head coach. Thank God and thank you, Governor Jeff Landry, for putting your hands into this.
Hallelujah.
Thank you. Please, dear God, thank you.
Yesterday was such a
Exciting
horrible
news.
game.
Exciting news.
It's just embarrassing. I mean, you get routed. It's one thing to lose, but to get routed and then have their fans take over Tiger Stadium, that's embarrassing, man. That's a bad look for Louisiana as a whole.
And then they didn't just lose, they were blown out. It was 49-25. At
after
home
that
in
first
Death
half.
Valley.
Awful.
One of the worst games I've ever watched in my life.
Were you go to the game, Justin?
No, I just watched it on TV. I was going to go to the game. I'm glad I didn't, man.
Yeah.
That would have been a waste of time.
We've got some...
You would have been in the student section yelling, "Fire Kelly."
Hey, it
I
worked.
can't go to the student section anymore. I'm too old, so I would have been.
That's right.
But don't you have to be a
Probably
student to go to the student section?
Not necessarily. You can get those tickets still. I mean, you'd have to buy it off a student, though.
Just
I
get
don't
your
know.
master's. Become a student again.
Yeah. True, we could
got
do
it.
that.
He barely got through the first time. Don't make him do it again.
Maybe the
Yeah,
right
true.
brothers will pay for that.
Yeah, the right boys will pay for the PhD as well. You be
Oh,
Doctor,
yeah.
Dr. Green.
You mean Parker? Let's just be simple with real with that. You mean Parker will pay for it?
Uh-huh.
Y'all know, contrary to which I believe, I'm not made of money. Y'all do know that.
You're made of a lot of things, but money is not that. I agree.
What am I made up of, Gabe? What am I made up of?
Anyway, so the future of
Mm-hmm.
LSU, what are we thinking? What are we thinking for the future?
I personally want to go after John Summerall. He's the head coach in Tulane.
Mm-hmm.
He's a younger guy. I think you could get him cheaper. I'm sick of older coaches coaching this program. You need energy. You need to revamp this program, and you need to go after a younger guy. That's what I think. And especially with this buyout, you need to. I mean, being honest, you need to go after someone cheaper too. So, if you can, I mean, if you can get Lane Kiffin here, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I just think he's going to be extremely expensive. So I don't think that should be the way to go. But
Yeah.
I'm not a part of the athletic department, so that's just my opinion.
Well, just like my Uncle Bubba says, opinions are like, and I'm gonna say, opinions are like rear ends. Everybody's got one.
Yep, it's true.
Bring back Coach O.
Oh no,
Bring him
absolutely not.
back.
No,
I agree.
I agree.
Joe was a good coach, and he had the swagger and he had the culture. He had the culture on his side.
He had the aura. You can't lie. Dude had
do
the
you
aura.
remember? I was in the stadium when we lost to Troy. Do you remember that game?
We lost to A&M.
Yeah.
That's better than Troy.
Well,
But
point.
yeah, okay. Well, we'll see. It'll be interesting the next couple of games going forward because we've got some very tough games
Yes.
going forward, and
I mean,
whoever's going to be interim coach, they have a lot of
Frank
work.
Wilson, our running backs coach, is going to be interim. So
okay.
he was head coach at UTSA before he came back here. So he's got a little head coaching experience.
Yeah.
Um,
The big thing is, what do
Yeah.
we do with Nussmeier?
bench him. I say bench him. He is either hurt or he's just trash, and so
He's just
always been
inconsistent. He's
well,
so
it's
darn
inconsistent. Right. One throw he'll make and it looks like a pro quarterback, and then the next it's like, well, he should be benched immediately. I think you should. I mean, the first drive of the backup quarterback that was in, it was a touchdown. It looked fluid. He would run the ball. He looked good enough.
Van Buren came in and Wazoo, we scored a touchdown.
Yeah, that's right. And A&M was still playing hard. They wanted to kick our ass. So not shocking at all.
They did.
And they did.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah.
And so, I would go with Van
excited.
Buren.
I was so excited for the second half because I was like, these boys are, we might have a chance. Nope.
Well, and that's what it just got out coached, right?
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
they went back to what was working and running Marcel Reed, and then we went to what didn't work. We went away from running the ball, which was working. We went away from throwing to Trades Green, which was working, and then we were throwing flat routes on fourth down to Trades. Like that's not going to work. So
And if you watch because I'm not a pro football person. I watch so much college football. I'd prefer college football over pro any day. But if you watch any A&M games, anytime that they've ever lost, it's always in the second half. And I think that's what they were expecting. They were expecting them to start playing bad in the second half, and they really didn't. They really came out in the second half and really, God, it hates me. I hate saying this. Kick butt and take names.
Yep, that's right. And I'm so beyond happy that we got rid of Kelly. Now
That
we
was a
need to get rid of
mistake.
McMahon. That we need to revamp the basketball program again. And personally, I would fire Woodward because of these garbage contracts that he's given. 10 million, 100, 10 years, $100 million. That
Oh
I wouldn't
yeah,
give that to anybody. Are you
no.
kidding me?
I mean that's a sweetheart deal. I mean, if I'm Brian Kelly, yeah, I may be fired, but I'm going to the bank.
Yeah, what door you want me to walk out
Yeah,
of?
yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's what Coach O said. Coach Ed said, "We're firing you, but we're going to pay you $18 million." He said, "Where do I sign? Tell me
Yeah,
where."
that's ridiculous.
And he's been hanging out with hot white girls on the beaches, oiled up since then, living a life.
Jeez, I'm pigs. Yeah, I don't want that dude back. Sorry.
Well, we'll see. I mean, it's going to be. They're going to have to get through the season with an interim. I mean, you can't bring in someone new.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
Well, it is the best time because we have a bye week next week, so the coach has 2 weeks to get
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
into the system before we play.
I mean, the first case for LSU, they need to hire their president, and they've locked it down to 5 names. Which I looked at the list; it looked pretty
Who is
good.
the five?
It's a person. McNeese State's president is on there.
Mm-hmm.
He's great.
I think he'd be perfect. One was redacted. Another is I'd have to look at the names. I forget. But all the
Wait,
lists.
there's a redacted name.
Yeah, one redacted.
Well, so
name.
I got an announcement. I'm the
Jeffrey
redacted
Epstein.
name. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, Parker Ward for LSU president. Shoot, that program would really go down then.
Oh,
The university
shut up,
would
Gabe.
fall off the deep end.
No, we
It sounds
wouldn't.
like it sounds like y'all need to make some make LSU great again
Wait,
hats.
proud sponsor of LSU athletics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
proud
Fire.
sponsor.
Yeah.
Spot fire.
Absolutely. You would see that logo, which I own a small business doing seasoning, and I'm not going to. They said the name. I'm not going to say it because I don't need liberals going out and attacking my business. But you would see that every stadium door, everywhere. You just see that logo everywhere. You thought Tony
Yeah.
Sashery was bad. Wait till you.
Yeah. Move over, Dudley DeBosier.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but no, it's going to be a new day, I think, for LSU, and I'm excited. Hopefully, it goes in a better direction because honestly, let's be honest, you can't get any worse than where it's going now. So
That's right, and I want to
Yeah.
thank our
That was
governor
a-
again for putting. A lot of people don't
absolutely.
like political hands being involved in this, but whenever it's inept and incompetence running things, you have to. You have to put your hands in it. So I want to thank him again for doing what we are all asking for him to do. And so it's going to be exciting times.
Absolutely. Now, Justin, we I don't know if we were going to talk about doing this, but there is a announcement. Do you know what I'm talking about? The media.
Oh yeah.
So I want Justin to. We're excited to be announcing this. We wanted to break with LSU first because we got to break with LSU first. But Justin, tell everybody about the new. I feel like Gavin Newsom here with the hands here. About our new announcement that we're excited about.
We're excited to announce that we will be partnering with Red Republic Media, which is an up-and-coming conservative media organization that's going to be sole purpose of preaching and advocating for Christian conservative values and the things that make this country great and have kept it, so far great. But we're losing that now, and so Red Republic Media was started by a group of guys and it's a couple of friends of mine, and we're all going to become good friends. But it's going to host podcasts and shows and do social media content, support candidates, fundraisers, and all of the like. So our partner podcast, to say, but one of our other affiliated podcasts, the Larry Davis Show, just kicked off with his first episode.
Great
Larry-
episode, by the way.
It was
Larry
awesome.
Larry is a great guy. He's extremely intelligent. Kind of the standard for a Christian conservative man.
Mm-hmm.
He lives in the church. He lives in the books. He is so nice, so generous, so giving, and he genuinely wants the best from everybody. I love Larry to death. He's a great guy. And so he does a really good job. He always has, and so he's going to be kicking off his new show, and he had his first episode, and I will be on it on Tuesday morning. Well, it'll release later in the week for the second show, but we're going to have different guests and things like that come on his show. But yeah, so check out the Larry Davis Show, and we send our support and our prayers to him.
Absolutely.
And we're excited to be with Red Republic Media. We'll still be all independent. We are independent shows here, but we will be hosted and supported by them.
Yeah, it's an exciting time for us. We're we're doing some wonderful things here that I never would have thought imaginable. That us four best friends actually having an avenue to do this, and to really, we're just sharing our thoughts, our concerns, our frustrations, same things that you're sharing, and to be able to have an avenue to do that, man, it's great. And if I tell everyone, go listen to Larry's show. I listened to it yesterday. It was phenomenal. It was amazing, and it's great. And so we support Larry, and we wish him the best. And we need to get him on to come talk to us.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
We need someone
Yeah.
who's intellectual to balance us out.
But yeah, it's like you said, it's nuts because we've been talking about this for, I want to say, like almost a year now, the podcast idea, since we really got together last year, the RNC. And to be backed by a larger entity, it's insane. And so, yeah, like you said, stick together because that's what the party needs is great conservative Christians. And we need to keep it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can check it out. It's called The Larry Davis Show, and if you look it up on YouTube, it'll pop up. Just basically a handsome black man with a mug, and that'll be
There you
him.
go.
He's hard to miss.
There you
With an
go.
American flag and a cross in the background.
Good deal.
Instead of a Republican elephant.
Are you going to be on a Zoom or like kind of like this with him, or are you do it in person?
No, it'll be in person, side by side.
Whoa, in person.
Because he got a whole studio. They're
Yeah.
It lives in Paris, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll be able to start using some of their equipment. Maybe.
Yeah.
one day.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. Support us so we can build a studio in Baton Rouge. Please support us. I'll move to Baton Rouge
We
if
can
we had a
all quit our
studio.
day jobs.
Yeah. We will buy a warehouse and turn it into just a giant work
So,
room, work studio.
If my
Or a
boss
small-
happens to see this, I'm not quitting my day job just yet, so I don't need that to be any type of 60 or 2 weeks notice here. Parker's quitting. Justin said so.
For a small fee of
Well,
$2 million.
oh yeah, it's pocket change. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't-
full time.
If you donate $5 a month on Patreon, Parker Ward will do an Elvis impersonation just for you personally.
And you know what?
In his outfit.
No, I don't do the outfits anymore.
Oh, okay. Is that $10 instead of
I can
$5?
still-
No, wait,
I can still
without
figure
the
it.
outfit. Interesting.
Hold on. Because the mere fact is, if I have to wear the outfit, I've got to shave, and I promise you, no.
I want to see that.
No.
For $20, Parker will shave his head.
I can do the lip, man.
$20 a
That's
month.
about the extent. So,
Look at it. Well, yeah,
if you pay us, I will sing an Elvis song. I promise.
it depends. Well, we'll set up a Patreon with
And
four
then
different options.
Gabe will sing it in Spanish.
I don't know about all of that. I don't speak all of that. Look, I look the part. I look the part.
If you
But-
pay the Patreon, Gabe will come cut your grass.
Oh man,
And that is the end of the show.
that is it. All right, we're done. Cool.
we're
We're canceled. We're done. That's.
No, we should do a Christmas edition because Elvis did some Christmas songs, and we
ho,
have Parker
ho,
dress
ho.
up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Like, Feliz Navidad for Gabe. Yes.
Yeah, and Gabe can do Feliz Navidad. Yeah.
Yes.
Feliz Navidad.
So
No, come on, get into it.
really
Well,
do it, Gabe.
well,
Come on.
We'll see it. Wait till December. December episode.
Okay.
I will dress up in a little Christmas hat and just the festive apparel, and I will
In
sing
other
it
words,
for you
a
guys.
sombrero.
I will make a special TikTok, like, hey guys, Gabe Freeman,
At your local Home Depot, you will find Gabe.
hey,
On another announcement, the statewide Republican leadership conference is
Saturday.
next Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
Saturday. We will be filming a show there.
Together. All in person.
Together.
And we will be having hopefully some very cool people hanging around and coming in and giving their thoughts. And so I would encourage everybody. It's still not too late to sign up. You can sign up and come. If you just want to show up, I will be there at the door, and I will, take care of you and get you in.
He will take care of you. He will take care of you. He can give you autographs. He can give you a little kiss in the cheek. Whatever you want Justin to do, he will do. He is a man for the people. He's going to serve you. But most importantly, get the autograph from Justin Green.
Yeah.
Make sure you ask for one.
That and about 25 cents is worth about nothing.
hey, I think Justin's autograph is going to be worth some good amount of money in a
It'll
couple
be
years.
worth a total of $10 in about 100 years, I promise.
Hey, and that's an investment. Hey, 25 cents to $10 is quite the jump. So
in
I'll
100
take,
years?
I'll take the investment.
That's
That ROI.
Yeah, positive ROI.
But you'll be
I will
getting
pay. I will pay my kids college based off Justin's signature. Okay, and
Good
it's
thing you're
worth-
never having kids, Gabe.
Well, look, when I'm federally indicted on conspiracy charges or whatever they get me on, it'll be worth a lot more. It'll be the same as getting,
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
No, because when that happens, we're going to be like, Justin who? Who you talking
Yeah.
about? Wait,
If Justin is fairly indicted, that means we're the three of us are next after that. Then it's a witch hunt. If they hunt Justin, we're all cooked. If one pillar falls, the rest falls.
Or, here's something fun. If that were to be the case, who would be the one that would snitch to the DOJ?
Oh, for sure, Gabe.
No, I'm
For
thinking
sure.
Coy. I'm thinking Coy.
No.
Sorry, I'm going Coy.
No.
I don't know, Coy.
I'm going. I think Parker or Coy.
He's too good. Yeah, Parker would. He's too good at goody two
Parker
shoes.
would. Parker's paid
First
off.
of all, there'd have to be a monetary reward, I promise you. Now, if they come at me with a couple of bands, I might be like,
No. If the FBI woke you up with a flashlight in the middle of the night, you would start spewing everything.
Yeah, you would piss yourself and start crying, and
That's a normal Tuesday for me, Gabe. What you talking about?
Parker would snitch on us, and you know what? It depends how much money they gave you. Then I can be okay.
It's all
I
about the
understand
money.
it.
Hey, I'm a capitalist. It's all about the money.
Yeah, exactly.
True that.
Yeah.
We don't-
So-
Yeah, Parker will do anything for $1. Anything.
No, I will not.
Anything.
Oh, okay.
No.
If
I
you
will
give
not.
Parker Ward $1 at the state convention next Saturday, he will do anything you want him to do.
No. I'm telling you, if you give me $1, I'm walking away.
No, it doesn't matter. Look, we're gonna find you a little manager. We're gonna find a manager to walk you around, and you're just listen to him. Whatever the money says to do, you're gonna do it. Okay.
Okay.
If you
I'll
see
drop-
me if you see us at the leadership conference, please say hi. Tell us if you watch the show. Tell us you watch it. We'll love
Yes.
to hear that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We'll love
These
to.
guys don't know
talk
it
to
yet, but they will all be working it in some form or fashion.
you. Well, hold the phone. How did I? Don't. I've already
There's
got
an
too much to
RCC
do.
meeting on the same day.
I already got
Forget
too
about
much to
that,
do with these
Mr.
things,
Mr.
Justin.
Chief-
Don't make it
Chief
that.
Teller. Did you forget about that, Chief Teller?
No, I did. Oh, trust me, no, I didn't. After hearing from the previous chief teller, no, I didn't. I promise. That's a different story for a different day. Me and Justin were on that call, by the way. We love you, Robert. We love you. Anyway, let's go into the news now that we've joked around for 20 minutes.
Yeah, quite.
Let's see here, Gabe. Let's go ahead and get this over with because I know
Yeah,
Matt-
Gabe's aviation minute.
Yes,
Aviation
aviation minute. This is a new part of the little segment of the show where we will talk about the aviation news in Louisiana.
This is
A
where you
lot
go
of
to the
things happen.
bathroom.
Yeah, you do whatever.
Go get a cool drink.
A lot of the general public is uneducated on aviation. That's okay. They just look at things that fly and go down, and they start freaking out, blah blah blah, and turbulence and tarmac and words like that, which are not even real. But anyways, going into the news in Louisiana, last Tuesday there was 2 plane crashes within like a couple hours of each other. I want to say an hour apart, which is insane to me. A plane crash in Lafayette and a plane crash in Ruston, where I'm currently living at. And so there was three fatalities in the plane crash in Lafayette, and there was one fatality in the one in Ruston. I can't comment much about the one in Lafayette. I need to do more research on that. But like I said, when we talk about this, I know this is a serious topic. My heart goes out and prayers goes out to all the families and the people involved in these accidents. And so this is all for education, right? This is a more serious segment. So I know in Ruston, the biggest thing is not just flying. We talk about safety, personal minimum, stuff like that. So it was bad weather. If you guys remember this past Tuesday, honestly, this past week's been pretty foggy in the morning. It's cold, the clouds are low, and so when you fly in those conditions, it can be hard if you're not up to date with your instrument currency. And so, from my personal standpoint, this is, like I said, this is not 100% factual. This is just my personal opinion as a pilot. I think he got disoriented in the aircraft while in the weather, and one thing led to another, and he spun and unfortunately crashed into the ground at a low altitude. And so, like I said, whatever I say is not 100% true. Like I said, take it with a grain of salt, but that's my personal opinion. But please look out for the reports. If you're online, don't spread all this stuff, misinformation. And other than the crashes, chemtrails, people, are not real. Okay, I know you guys. I know a lot of people like to talk about chemtrails, but
I can hear the notes now.
I know.
Gabe. You opened up a can of worms. Now you know they're going to write us.
Good.
Those things
It's
have always
just-
been in the air.
Gabe's absolutely right. I mean,
No, he's right. I hate saying it, but no, he's right.
It's to me like when I see legislators try to pass these bills for these anti-chemtrail things, I think it's a waste of taxpayer money and time. I mean, I get it. You want to protect the environment over a thing that is non-existent. And so, if you want to debate me on chemtrails, I'll be more than happy. Republican or Democrat, you can come to me one-on-one, face-to-face, and I will educate you on these chemtrails. And so that is my hot take.
Okay, that was a great aviation minute. Thank you, Gabe.
Thank you.
Welcome back from the bathroom. He talked about members of the legislature, so I think that's a perfect segue to talk about the Louisiana special legislative session that's happening. When is that supposed to end exactly? I know we're looking at Wednesday.
from what I understand, Wednesday they're supposed to sign die.
So because I have not kept up with it. I have been, full disclosure, I've had migraines this past couple days, and I've probably shut down my liver and kidneys with the amount of medicine I've taken. Not really, but really. So I haven't got to keep up with it. So have they decided anything? I mean, has anything ironclad?
Well, the two bills that are being discussed are going to pass. So they are going to push the primary dates back to May 16th, and that will be for every election. Local elections, party primary elections, every election will be pushed back during that time. The thought process behind it is that they're trying to give the Supreme Court time to decide on the landmark case that they heard a couple weeks ago, the Voting Rights Act case. So they're wanting to give themselves time to possibly draw a new map if it's struck down, from what I understand. And so that's the whole. They're just trying to give themselves time to do what they need to do, and also Louisiana voters time to understand what's going on as well.
So I got a question. Let's say Parker Ward. This is not happening, by the way. Parker Ward decides to jump into the race for mayor of Shreveport, which we have a mayor's election next year. When will that election be? Will that still be in June or whatever date you said it was?
Was it supposed to be an April election?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, then you just have to look at because some elections are in November. I mean, some. I mean, it just all depends on when your local elections. If your local elections were supposed to be on the party primary date in April 18th, then it gets moved back to May 16th. So that's actually a good point to make. So only if your local elections were in April, they're going to be pushed back to May. So that's
what's the reasoning for the push from April to May?
So that's what I was telling you. Is it's the maps, right?
Yeah,
so they're
the
trying to
maps,
give themselves another month of time for the Supreme Court to rule. I mean, obviously nobody can guess that. They're just trying to, trying to make it
Preempted.
work as much as they can. And if they come back later, and hopefully the Supreme Court will offer some guidance on what to do, right? So we'll see. The legislators are just trying to do their job and what's best for Louisiana people at this point, and trying to. It's a messy situation as it is. So they're trying their best.
So it seems like we have a lot riding on this Supreme Court case, which this Supreme Court case would change the face of elections and how we do redistricting forever. I mean, we're basing it on the Civil Rights Act to where it's saying we have to base on race, but if we change, if the Supreme Court rules in favor of Calais, it's going to change that, and that could give Republicans anywhere from 19 to 25 seats.
Yeah, like 30, 25 or 30. I saw numbers. Yeah.
I think it's 2025. But I mean, it would significantly. The Democrats wouldn't have control of the House of Representatives for a very
quite
long
some time. Yeah.
So we have a lot riding on this, and it's funny, Louisiana's right there in the middle of it. That's funny.
Deciding it all, basically.
People like to forget about us, but we're running things up there. in
Yeah.
DC.
I mean, we have
shout
the
out Mike
Speaker,
Johnson.
we have the Majority Leader, Steve Scalise.
Yeah.
I mean, the top two positions in the House are being held by Louisianans, and it's
We
great.
got the funniest senator in
Oh,
the
yeah.
entire United States, Senator John Kennedy. You see clips of him, seems like every week. And so, but like I said, I'm glad our legislation down here in Louisiana is working.
Yeah.
But the government's still shut down, the government's still shut down nationwide. The congressmen in D.C., the Democrats, they don't want to come to an agreement. Which, any word on that? Like you guys, what's y'all's opinions on that?
Well, they have to fund their voters. They have to give their voting base all of their free health care, i.e. illegal immigrants.
Yeah.
And they're not willing to budge on that issue because they know that if these illegals do not get all of the government benefits and get all of the things that you, I, or nobody gets that is an American citizen, if they don't get those benefits, they don't get reelected.
Right. They don't want to get off that government teat because as soon as they get off, then the control factor of their votes are completely gone. So
yeah, it's just ridiculous that they want to fund these illegals who are not even from this country when you have essential jobs such as our military. They're not going to get paid. But luckily, there was a donor. I heard that they're going to cover some of those paychecks. But other essential jobs such as our own security. I know the biggest issue on my end is air traffic controllers. They're not getting paid either. And so it's ridiculous. You have these essential federal workers. They have to now DoorDash, right? These people are supposed to be helping our nation run, are now DoorDashing and doing these small jobs because they're not getting paid. And so to sit there as a Democrat, lawmaker, and just fight for these non-Americans and there's Americans suffering that are literally not getting paid. I know my family's suffering from that right now because my dad, he's in the civilian in the Air Force,
right,
and he has not received a paycheck since the government has been shut down, and it's almost November 1st. It's almost been like a month, and so it's ridiculous. And so the Democrats need to realize this is hurting them. This is hurting America. It's hurting their votes because I hope those in the moderates, which I still believe there's no moderates left in America, but if there is, that they realize, wow, they're fighting for non-Americans and not the Americans.
Well, there are. I mean, John Fetterman, they're wanting to primary him now. They're wanting to put up someone against them now.
Right.
Well,
funny how that works.
And I got into a conversation on Facebook with someone who was trying to blame both parties. Oh, we're voting out the incumbents and blah, 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 blah. But it's not the Republicans. The Republicans have voted now 12 times to reopen the government. They tried to pass legislation that would fund federal workers and contractors and shut down everything else, and Democrats keep voting no. One of these wackadoodle moron leftist members of Congress or Senate basically stated that, oh, we know that it's going to be a lot of harsh, but, we use that as leverage. They're using lives of people who are suffering for leverage, and that's Democrats. And anyone blames Republicans, they can go and take a very long walk off a short pier. It is not Republicans. We want our country back open. We want to pass the CR. The Democrats want to load it up with their bull blah, blah, blah. And it's a clean CR to fund just the government at Biden level spending that they have voted for countless times before. But now that Trump's in charge, it becomes a problem. It becomes a problem because it's Trump and the Republicans. It's not
That's right.
them.
That's right.
That's the issue. Trump
They don't want
2028,
him to
baby.
win. They don't want him to win. So, but in reality, they're hurting their own selves and their own agenda because they're the party for the federal worker. They're the party for the state worker, right? Or the government paychecks is what their motto has been on, and now they're not even fighting for them. They're not even fighting for everyday Americans at this point.
But they're trying to displace all this blame on the Republicans. It's the whole argument of, well, the Republicans are in charge of the House and the Senate. It's like, you need the 60 votes. We control the House.
The majority.
But we get the majority, but you don't. It's not majority for passing this to reopen the government.
For budget bills, you got to have 2/3.
Yes. Yep. Yes.
But I respectfully disagree with only the point that this is hurting them. I don't think it is. I think this is exactly what the Democrats are wanting to do. It does not hurt them or their base because most of their base lives off of this Medicare and Medicaid, not Medicare, or not Medicare, Medicaid.
Healthcare subsidies.
And they live these things that they're fighting for. The Democrats want in this bill. They're doing it to their own benefit because it's the same reason the southern border was left open. They are systematically engineering their own election base. They're not earning voters by going out and, campaigning and doing good policies because their policies don't work. They know that. No one likes their policy. A Democrat hasn't come out with a good common sense policy that you can wrap your head around in ages. They are engineering their own voter base to vote them in. They're keeping people, on the voter rolls who are not American citizens to vote them in because without them they lose. I mean, if you took off every illegal off of the voter rolls, I don't know if you'd have a Democrat in Congress. I mean, maybe you'd have some in Massachusetts and California and
New York.
Yeah, but again, I think they're helping themselves by doing it, and but people are seeing through it. At least I hope so, and I don't think it'll last much longer. But who knows? I mean, I say keep it shut down. I'm not. I mean, to me, it's like you have people who are going to step in and pay these federal workers. Trump is making bills. We're trying to pass bills to pay the people who need to get paid. But let Trump cut it all. I mean, I think he should move faster. I think with the government shutdown, we should be cutting. The IRS should be closed. USAID should be closed. All these things we should shut.
I can agree with
down.
that. Yeah, definitely close the IRS. But you know what? Everything's shut down, but they sure take the taxes out of my paycheck every 2 weeks. They sure get those taxes.
And the congresswomen and men are still getting paid.
Yeah.
Now, there are some who have stopped getting paid, who have voluntarily stopped collecting their paychecks, and that's admirable. But if like Gabe's dad, he's not working, he's not getting paid. Why should members of Congress be getting paid?
I agree.
Maybe members of Congress should go door dashing at night to make money.
I believe they would work a lot quicker if they weren't getting paid during this time.
We vote for them. They work for us. They work for the people. And it's like what John Fetterman said, country first before your party, before your own personal interest.
That's it.
And that's what it's all about. And I think a lot of people are losing touch of that. They're losing touch of what they're hired to do, what they're paid to do. Yeah. And so if they're not going to do their job, then you shouldn't get paid. That's just basic, simple, common sense.
From everything I'm told is that they should have a resolution on this after Thanksgiving. So be prepared for another month.
That long?
Be prepared for another.
Which is ridiculous because the thing is Thanksgiving's a time for families to get together, and it's going to be a very tense Thanksgiving because you're going to have families that are unable to. This is not talking about SNAP benefits and people who mooch off the government. Federal workers who work hard. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to be able to have a fancy Thanksgiving because our lawmakers want to keep fighting around. Yeah. But it's ridiculous.
Who would have ever thought John Fetterman was going to be the voice of reason from the Democratic Party?
Yeah, that's insane.
He's been skewing over for a little while now. He's been getting a little more and more like he was the first to sort of congratulate Trump on some of the good things he's done. And he sort of tilted away from it a little bit, but when he first came in, it was like, this guy, how did he get elected? He is absurdly stupid. I mean, and I still think he's stupid. I don't think.
I just think he's the stupidest man in the room, though, in the Democratic
Yeah,
Party.
he's figured it out. I would say. I mean, so kudos to him for figuring it out and trying to at least stand by some sort of moral code. But yeah, I mean, if John Fetterman is the smartest person in the Democratic Party, what is that?
How are we losing?
You know.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna tell you.
Think of the idiots you see driving on the road and all these stupid people we have to live amongst. I mean, those are the people who vote these idiots in.
Yeah, absolutely.
The
And speaking of the, don't get too excited, Parker. I know you like those sometimes. I know Parker loves the furries. By the way,
Says the only guy that has facial hair in this group. Just saying.
hey, I keep it professional. I keep it very clean.
Oh, so okay.
Oh,
So anyway, but I would have never thought, because I watched that election very closely when it came to that. Man, Fetterman being the voice of reason, he doesn't dress like a normal politician. I mean, I guess that's okay, but him being the voice of reason, that was not in my bingo cards. It was absolutely not. I thought he was right there on the fringes, but man, he's really coming around.
Yeah, he seems like the type of person that just doesn't like to be told what to do. And I think that whenever the Democratic leadership is trying to tell him what to say and what to do, it doesn't go along. I mean, you could just tell, like you mentioned, about the way he dresses. I just don't think he likes the norm. He wants to go his own cycle, right? He wants to do his own thing, and you're not going to tell him what to do at all.
I mean, he was also one of the first Democrats to come out in support of Israel when they were all screaming death to Israel and all that stuff. So, I mean, he has multiple times come out against his own party on things and has really taken a lot of flack for it. So, no, kudos to you, John Fetterman. Kudos to you.
Yeah, shout out. But I want to go back on a topic. We talked about illegals and people we drive amongst. How do you feel about the crash? It was in California, the illegal CDL that killed how many people? I have to look more up at it, but that's insane.
Killed three
that
people.
Yeah, three people, and he doesn't know a lick of English, and he wasn't illegal in this country. So, what do y'all feel about that?
Some illegal Indian guy who got a CDL in California, and it's already been, proven that he was given a CDL by the state of California, and so doesn't understand our way of life, our laws, how we drive, doesn't understand how to function in Western society. I would go as far to say, and there's a lot just like him. I mean, these people don't know how to live or function in a Western, developed country, and so, and not all, but like there are many like this who don't speak English, and they've gotten here recently. They got here illegally.
Well,
and they get
right.
this, these CDL requirements, which is something that should be substantial. I mean, driving an 18-wheeler is not some easy, light task. It's something that
It's
requires,
tough. My dad
requires,
did it for a living. It's tough.
I mean, it requires extreme focus. You have to drive for long hours. You have to be focused. You have to look around you constantly because, cars are just going to go in around you. You're driving something huge with a lot of force that if, you can't stop. So this guy just crashes into these cars and absolutely flattens them and kills three people when he should have never been on the road. He should have never gotten a driver's license, let alone a CDL.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing that bothers me, especially with illegals as a whole. I feel like there's a sense of entitlement there. Like they feel like they can come in here and do whatever the hell they want to, and it's just there are laws here, and you have to abide by them. And I think it was actually fitting. Arnold Schwarzenegger was talking about it, and he was the previous governor of California, and he was actually an immigrant that came over here legally, by the way. Yeah. He was basically saying that it's a pleasure to be in America, and if you are an illegal, you are a guest here, and you need to treat it like so. There is so much opportunity And you can do so much in America and just treat it with the graciousness that it deserves to be treated, and the people here, and do the things that civilization wants you to do and function, and you will have every opportunity you can to thrive here. But these people aren't doing that. The media likes to present illegals as, and some of them are, but the majority of them coming in here are just reckless and entitled, and a lot of them are criminal. Well, all of them are technically criminals that come here illegally. But for felony charges, a lot of them come in here and deal drugs and do all the things that make society worse in America.
Right.
So.
Right. And if we were to have strong border security and a stronger immigration enforcement, those three people would still be alive today.
Yes.
And so, like you said, I think there needs to be higher standards for getting your CDL, in my opinion. Because, like I said, these trucks can weigh up to 80,000 pounds, and you saw the dash cam footage. There's of him crashing a truck. It's ridiculous.
Horrible.
And it's horrible because the thing is, like, in the aviation world, to get your commercial license, you need to be English proficient. You need to read and write English and speak English. Like, why is that not the same requirement for commercial drivers on our roads in America?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it definitely should be. And I think that's another thing, too, that we've gotten wrong is being an American, or like saying, or speaking out nationalistically, right? Saying that and you're proud to be American, that's become a bad token now. That is not a bad thing. I'm proud to be an American, and I will say that every day of the week. And you can have your heritage, right? Everybody has a certain heritage, and you can love your heritage. But the first things first is that you are an American. That's the first thing you are whenever you live here. And you can celebrate if you're an Italian American or whatever else.
Absolutely.
But I'm not saying you can't. I think that's great, but accepting what it is to be an American in our history is the first thing you should do whenever you are a citizen here.
I agree, and so like the thing with that is being you guys are gonna kill me for this, being the person of color, and I know last episode,
true.
But being the Mexican, here the thing is, like, you guys know me, but the viewers out there don't know. Like, I'm American first. Yes, I'm very proud of my heritage. I am very proud to be a Mexican, American Mexican, and to be Hispanic, and to be Latino, and to be brown. Like, I'm not ashamed of that. I want my kids to learn my heritage. I want my kids to, learn how to, hopefully maybe learn a little bit of Spanish, but English will be the first language. That is just, we're in America, and English is the primary language. So nothing's wrong with learning other languages. Nothing's wrong with embracing your heritage. But when I was back in high school, in junior ROTC, I joked about how I'm Mexican American, and my instructor was like, "Why say Mexican American? You're American first. It should be American Mexican." And so I would joke around with people. I'm an American Mexican, and so because
that's accurate.
It's true, because you should put America first, put your country
That is
first.
true. I mean, even whenever I was just saying Italian American, why is it that way?
Right, exactly. It should be American Italian.
American Italian, yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Well,
so be proud of your country.
That's right. That's right.
I'm proud. So I come from Irish descent. I mean, the pasty white skin doesn't give it away. I mean, I'm Irish. I have Irish blood in me. But the way I rank things, I'm a Christian first. That is my ultimate allegiance. There is nothing else that's more important than my faith and then my belief. So I'm a Christian first. Then I'm an American, and then you go there. Then Irish is in there somewhere. It's not at the top, and we're trying to. And I don't get this identity politics. That's what it is.
Yes.
It's trying to put you into this category, and that's what it is. And my category is I'm a Christian, I'm an American, and that's my category.
Exactly right. Yeah.
And I'm not Christian.
Well, it goes
Christian
back
will
to
come
what.
first.
That's right. It goes back to what the Democrats are trying to do. They're trying to split us up based on identity. That's exactly what they're trying to do in every sector of life. And so, like, whenever you see these protests, like ICE protests, and these people are, waving their Mexican flags, it's like, okay, you like Mexico so much, why are you here then?
Right.
Yeah, go to
Being
Mexico.
honest. I'm not saying go back, but I'm asking the question: why are you here if you love it so much?
If you want to wave another country's flag here, go back to where you came from. If it's so great there, why are you here? If you don't like it, go back home. And you know what? I will help GoFundMe. If you want to do a GoFundMe to go home, I will donate. And Coy may not say go home. Parker will go home.
And they're yelling "Viva La Mexico."
You're
Okay,
right, in America.
go Viva in Mexico. Yeah, go live in Mexico. And so it's like it's so stupid. Like
I'm writing that
wrong,
down.
like,
Go Viva.
yeah,
in
go
Mexico.
Viva in Mexico. That's my saying that's the quote for today's. Episode.
We're gonna put that on merch and we're gonna sell that. Go Viva in Mexico, right?
Exactly. Like, I'm proud of my heritage. I love listening to Tejano and Mexican music. I'm not gonna go live in Mexico. I'm good. I love it here. I love America. I love Louisiana.
I love celebrating Gabe's heritage too. Every time I go to a Mexican restaurant, I celebrate his heritage.
And that's the thing that gets me about these people. Anytime you ask that question, right? Why are you here then? It's, oh, well, then you're racist. What?
Yeah, it's stupid.
How is that racist?
I've never heard anybody actually ask that question. Like, I think I may have, but there's never been an answer to that question. Because the answer is,
Right.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what the genuine answer is. The answer is, well, my countries don't, give me free shit. I get free stuff here.
Right. Right.
That's
Section 8 housing, all of the yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Our entire foreign policy is, let's go to the worst of the worst country. We're going to go take out all the bad in that country, do regime change. We're going to go to this crappy country, kill out the bad guys, and then we're going to take all of their crappy people and bring them over here. And that's been the U.S. foreign policy since 9/11, and maybe even before then. But it's absurd. It's just like the Muslim call to prayer going off 5 times a day in certain cities in America.
Yeah.
Dude, Dearborn, Michigan. It happens. It's like, what are we doing?
But God forbid we say a prayer in school to a Christian prayer.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Or you put
a
up
white nationalist, racist.
Or you put up
Christian agenda.
a nativity scene during Christmas on government property. God forbid, but let's blur the Muslim call to prayer 5 times a day.
Well, the argument is the separation between church and state, but again, I make the argument that the word church is a Christian term. There was never the word church before Christianity.
It's very accurate.
So I believe that when the Founding Fathers wrote the Constitution and ensured that there would be separation of church and state, they meant the separation of the Christian church, the Catholic church, the Protestant church, the Baptist church, and state. That the state, as the authority of the government, would not interfere and not come into the Catholic Church and tell them how to run the Catholic Church. They would be separate. That's what it meant. It did not mean that we were going to have our entire country, societally, culturally, and the government be separated from Christianity and instead be its own almost religion. I mean, government, to some people, they worship the government. They don't worship religion. They worship the government.
What they wanted.
It's become its own religion in its way.
Yeah.
And the only way to make sure that they stay at this high level of authority is to, bring in as many satellite religions and things as possible, so that way you don't realize who's actually running.
To sector us off from being united as one. I mean, that's exactly what the point is.
And I'd be perfectly fine with, I don't think I'd be that mad, if they had, Hindu churches and mosques and things like that everywhere. Not mosques, I'm sorry, synagogues everywhere, no mosques. So, I mean, if you had, you had Jewish churches and Hindu churches and Buddhist churches, I feel like I'd be okay with that. And, they shouldn't be everywhere. They shouldn't become, the majority of people in America. That's not something that then you're not America anymore.
Well, to me, I'm not even going to go that far, the physical building, but to me, the teaching nowadays in schools are going away from using religion as a morality foundation, and that is against everything that we believed in when we founded this country. Like that's the whole reason why we even came to America, is to get away from the Church of England. I mean, because we believed in other religious foundation.
Well, to practice Christianity freely is what it was.
Exactly.
And I ultimately believe in you have the right to worship any way you see fit.
Yes, I agree with
Government
that.
cannot tell you how you can worship.
I agree with that.
But to sit here and say that, one religion is we're going to give this religion, this religion, this religion a pass, but Christianity, we're not going to give y'all a pass because whatever hate they. The reason why I think they hate Christianity is because Christianity, you're moral, you're upstanding, you don't lie, you try your best to tell the truth, you do all these things, you're a good person, you're loving, you're caring, you're giving, you give to people. And they don't like that. Democrats don't like that because they want the government to give to you. Because if you have the government giving and you have private charities giving, well, if you're dependent on the government, guess who controls you? The government. And if you're depending on private charities, you're at the mercy of whatever because they're a private charity. But I think that's why the government hates Christian organizations because it's in competition with them. They want them on the government plantation, slaves to the government, because once you're slaves to them, they own you, they control you, and then they can. Same thing with the maybe y'all are probably too young, but the Obama cell phones. Those free phones that they were giving away, it was just a form of government control. They were controlling you by saying, hey, look, we're going to give you all this free stuff. You just vote Democrat. That's really what it was.
Yeah, and it just happens to be connected to the NSA.
And so you have in Christianity, you stand for righteousness and we believe in
Truth.
salvation and truth, and all of these morally virtuistic things that every philosopher would agree on, that these are the virtues. Whether going back to Aristotle or Socrates, all these people believe that these are the virtues, and this is what Christianity is built upon. Every other religion, I'll say it, does not stand for that. They just don't. And the Democrats and the government and these uni-party government officials, they don't worship anything except control and power. And it's sort of satanic. It absolutely is, like our friend Moon Grafan said. It's satanic. The virtues and the morals, they don't have virtue. The morals they believe in are inherently the devil's favorite things, and they are all controlled by him.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of these people, I mean, I don't know their hearts, but I can just tell from, I can just assume from what I see, they use religion as a publicity stunt. That's what they do. And that's why Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden, one time, when they were denied communion from the Catholic Church, it was a whole big thing, right? But the Catholic Church stood up for it because you're for abortion. We're not inherently ever.
You can't kill babies
And accept communion, accept the body of Christ.
Right.
It's not. You just can't. You can't do that.
yeah.
Well,
These Muslims, like, that was what I was getting at earlier. Is like Hindu, Jewish, sure, but we can't have Islam in this country. We just can't, because it is inherently the most evil religion on the planet.
Well, all it
teaches is to kill non-believers. It says in the Quran, cut open the stomach of the infidel. Like there are no distinguishing. They could never be farther apart. And you know this. Like, we see it all the time.
Well, look at Middle Eastern countries that fell into these pro-Islam ran governments. They fall so quick. Like look at like Iran, for example. Like Iran back in the 80s was like flourishing, and then the takeover of a Muslim government, and look what happened.
Yeah.
Falls in chaos.
And what will get me is, Democrats coming at us for being Islamophobic, right? Basically, well, I would ask them, okay, do you like the way they treat their women? Honestly. Do you like the way they treat women?
Well,
and the answer to that, or gays, or any other,
just throw them off of buildings and kill them.
That's right. That's exactly right. And that's what they won't be, like Justin said earlier, they won't be able to answer that question. Because the answer to that is absolutely not. So does that make you Islamophobic too? Because you don't believe in that stuff? No. You just don't believe in that religion.
Yeah, the answer is Islam is okay because they're going to vote for me 80-20.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Oh, I know that.
They're going to vote for me 80-20, 90-10.
It's that identity politics again. That's what it is.
Yeah. It's trying to put everyone into a certain category. And that's why with Democrats, they want you to, they put you into this category, into this group, and this is where you're at. And they try to make you just feel this sense of belonging. You know, you belong with this group. And then once you feel like you belong with this group, then you go along with what that group does. And okay, let's take the LGBT whatever mafia group, whatever. They try to put everyone into this one category, and then it's like, okay, well, hey, you know, it's a slippery slope to now we're having drag queen story time for children. There's the United Methodist Church are having drag queens coming into their church, and I use that loosely. Yeah. And I really don't call them churches. I call them religious organizations because they're not churches.
Like Scientology.
You can't do what you do and call yourself a church. So you're a religious organization coming in and doing these things. And then I heard one preacher said, well, the Bible says this. Well, I'm going to say, no, we're not going to do that. And that's picking and choosing what you want to believe. The Bible is absolute. Now, we have a New Testament. We have an Old Testament. We are no longer under that Old Testament. The Old Testament was crucified with Christ. Christ was the fulfillment of the law, which was the law of Moses, and it was held imperfectly because you had to go through and sacrifice goats and all these things. It was just so imperfect, and it was hard to keep. And when you would sacrifice that animal sacrifice, it only rolled sins over for a year. And then you read the book of Isaiah, which is the prophecy of Jesus, and then you read the Gospels, the New Testament, mostly the Gospels, and it's the fulfillment of the prophecy of Jesus in Isaiah. And so the old law, and they want to go back and quote this, the old law is done. It's there as a help to understand the New Testament. And we are under a New Testament of law, which is forgiveness of sins because Christ died for our sins. And that is something I pray for every night before I go to bed. I pray that these people who are so, I don't even know the term, they're so demonic, that they see the gospel, they see the love of Christ. And it's not this love of, oh, we're going to let you continue in your sin because we love you. No, if you truly love someone and you see them sinning, you're going to say, hey, the Bible says this, you're far off here. And then you get this whole don't judge me thing. But
right.
we've got to get back to understanding and taking the scripture in context. You can pick out any passage in this book right here and try to make it fit to what you believe, but you got to take it in the context. And that context is we're under a New Testament of law, so you can't use the Old Testament. Let's look at the New Testament and let's go by that. And the New Testament says, hey, you know, gives us a list of things to do to be good people. And even if I wasn't a Christian, didn't believe, I would still want to follow this book because it makes you a good person. And that's where the Democrats are missing the mark completely and entirely.
Yeah, and it goes back to the idea of group ideology and group think instead of individualism, right? And the argument to that is, well, you're just following the Christian doctrine. You're right.
I am.
But the thing that is special about our religion is that it is an individual relationship between you and Jesus Christ.
Correct.
That is all it's about. So it is individualistic. It is. And it's not, yes, the Catholic Church is the universal church, and I'm a part of it. Yes. I adhere to their
As a member of
rules.
the Church of Christ, I disagree with that, but go ahead. That's a different story for
Well,
another day.
it's just we're in different denominations. However, we do believe that Jesus Christ died for our sins, and we are
Correct.
still all Christians. It's just how we worship. That's the only difference, right? So back to what I was saying on the group ideology, they do not think for themselves at all.
No.
And so there is no personal relationship with anything or anyone other than that ideology, which that is scary. That is scary to me.
Correct. You know, this whole idea, think of right now, you can go to Mecca and see the tomb of Muhammad, who was, we're just not going to talk about that.
He's in there.
Yeah,
That's
no,
for
he's
sure.
there. He's there. Buddha was cremated, and they separated his remains. And you can go to different places and see the cremated remains of Buddha. You can go Confucius, all these religions. You can go see the remains of the person. But if you go to Jerusalem, You will find an empty grave because there is an empty grave because Jesus rose from the dead. It is the only religion that someone was willing to sacrifice their own selves for others. It's the only religion to where the whole basis of what we believe was death, was death of a perfect and sinless sacrifice. Jesus was perfect. He did not sin. He was tempted by Satan so many times in the Bible. He even took him to the highest part of the temple and said, hey, cast yourself here and worship me, and all these things. And he didn't fall into these temptations. And then he fed the hungry and did all these things. That is the only. You can read all that between Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. You can read eyewitness testimony of Jesus. And in a court of law, eyewitness testimony is just as important as having the smoking gun right there. It's eyewitness testimony. And it's the only religion to where someone was willing to lay down their life for others. Now, I know none of us are parents, but I think all of us have nieces or nephews, right? I want you to think about this, and people at home, and if you have kids, would you be willing to let your niece, nephew, son, daughter, child, grandchild take the sins of the entire world and let them die for them? Could you do that? Any one of y'all? I couldn't.
Oh, hell no.
No, I couldn't.
Yeah,
I love
it's
my
heavy.
niece Jaden with every fiber of my being. I don't know. I would love to think that I could. I really do. But I don't think that I could be willing to let that happen for people I know is sinful. And that's what happened. That's the gospel. God sent his son Jesus to die on the cross for our sins and to die for us. We're sinful, and read our group text. You'll see that we all sin. We all fall short of the glory of God, and thank God for forgiveness. And I say this all the time: thank God for forgiveness because I need it. I need
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
We all need it, and that's where we as Christians are different from every other religion because we have something that we're working towards. Our goal, all of us, and I know I speak for my brothers here. Our goal is to spend eternity in heaven with Jesus. That is 100% our goal in life. Because everything here is nothing. It's materialistic. If everything I had worked for went away, as long as I knew I had eternity with Jesus when my day is done. And I know you're in your 20s, you're going to blink. Next thing you know, you're going to be 35 and 36 and then 40 and then 50. It goes by so quickly. I feel like yesterday I was just turning 21. I know I'm old. And it goes by so quickly. And we want our lives to have meaning. We want our lives to have purpose. Everybody does. But our purpose as Christians and as Americans and as conservatives is to teach the gospel, to be truthful, and to be honest. And I know that when we put this on TikTok, these libtards are going to come in and start saying all sorts of stuff. But that's what we want. We want to be truthful. We want to be honest. And that is what our religion is based on. It's not based on anything else but caring for others. And that means
right.
even sending illegals back to their home country when they broke our law, because that's even in the Bible, too.
And I mean, essentially, it just comes down to this country is guided by Christianity. It's guided by the hand of God and the hand of Jesus Christ. We are a Christian nation, and we always will be. And if we ever lose that, we will lose this nation.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
Correct.
Entirely. And so, I mean, I say, yeah, we should be tolerant of other religions in this country.
Correct.
You know, there are other people who are great people, great hardworking people, very nice, very kind, never broken a law, never stolen a candy from a gas station. You know, really good people who follow other religions. But I would argue that they are inherently guided by the hand of God. And when we say one nation under God, we don't mean one nation under Buddha. We don't mean one nation under Confucius. We don't mean one nation under Muhammad. We mean one nation under God the Father, His Son, Jesus Christ, and the Holy Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. And it's as simple as that. And anyone who tries to turn it the other way and say that the founding fathers weren't Christian, that is BS. Any of these libtards in our comments hating on us and trying to mock our religion and our views, they're atheists. They have nothing to live for. And I mean, at the end of the day, we live for our Christianity, and we strive to be, in that eternity, like you said, Parker, with Christ. But I mean, I feel that even if, God forbid, that even if there was no religion or anything like that, I'd still be sitting in the same chair saying the same things.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's common sense too. If you take out the religion entirely, if even though you can never do that, you can never throw out the religious part of it. You don't have conservatism without Christianity. But even if you did,
Amen.
We would still. It's just common sense at this point, and it's just truth and qualities that we want everyone to. This is how you have, this is how you have a functioning society. No one who ever did anything great was, some crazy libtard. I mean, I'll go on a record saying that. I don't. I mean,
I'll second that.
Show me a crazy liberal. Show me a liberal, communist, socialist. These people we have to deal with today, who did something good for society and for the world. Find me one. I mean, because I can't think of one.
Yeah. Well, with that, I mean, we've gone over a little bit, and I think that's been our theme here. We go over, but I think we need to go ahead and stand, be dismissed, pass the baskets, and contributions. No, I'm kidding.
Lock the doors. Lock the doors.
Lock them doors.
Yeah. Ushers, close them doors.
Yeah, and with us, I know a lot of our episodes we talk religion, we talk the Bible, but that's the most important thing to us, y'all. If politics and government will always fail, Christ will always be there. And our faith is, and it says in the Old Testament, some put their faith in horses, some put their faith in these things, but we put our faith in the Lord God. And if America ceased to exist tomorrow, we're okay. Yeah, we may have to live in some discomfort, but we're okay because we have the Lord. We have a friend that sticketh closer than the brother. Let me tell you, I have the best friends in the world here. I don't know where they're at on the screen, so I'm just going to do all that. I have the best friends in the world. I have the best brothers in the world who I know that if something happened, they would be there next minute. And the same thing for them. If they called me and I had to go down to Baton Rouge or Ruston, I mean, I would get in the car right now if they called me and needed me. But with that, we have a friend that sticketh closer than a brother, and that's Jesus. And if governments failed, politics failed, we still have that, and that's the most important thing. And so with us, our politics is guided on that. That is our guide. We love politics, as you can tell. We're all involved. We're consultant, state central committee members, working for the party, and then you have Gabe, and then but outside of that, that's nothing. Because at the end of the day, when we stand before God in judgment, He's not going to ask us, well, how many resolutions did you pass and blah, 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 blah. That's not going to be what's asked. That's not going to be the questions asked to us on Judgment Day. It's going to be, what type of life did you live? How closely were you carrying my commandments? Those are going to be the questions. It's not, the politics is going to be nothing. We're not even going to remember. It's not even going to be a memory. So with that, we appreciate y'all listening to us, especially these parts. These are the conversations that I think are paramount for especially young people, especially like y'all who are younger than me. It's important for y'all to carry on this banner and be soldiers for Christ. That's what we have to be. We have to be soldiers. We're going to, and I know for a fact when Justin or whoever puts this up on TikTok, we're going to catch a lot of crap for it. You know what? I've gotten to where now I don't even go and read them. I used to go read the comments. I don't. I don't have time for it.
I truly just don't care.
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care.
I don't either. And if y'all, what, and Justin, put this on Facebook, TikTok, wherever. If you are an atheist or a liberal and you want to come talk to us, we will send you a link. We will put you on. We will record with you. I promise you. We will be respectful. because that's what we believe is civil dialogue. We will be
You're gonna be
respectful.
going home crying. Oh, sorry.
but
I mean,
but we're going to
respectful,
come
sorry.
with facts, and we're going to hit you with facts, and we will be civil. But if you want to come talk to us, don't talk to us through a computer screen. Stop being a keyboard warrior. Put your money where your mouth is. If you want to message us, we will put you on this platform. We will give you a chance to speak, but then you're going to have to give us a chance to rebut, because I'm pretty sure between all of us, we're pretty much smarter than you are. Let's just be honest, because saying a smart liberal is very oxymoronic. So, with that,
Yeah,
it's
there's
an
no such
oxymoron.
thing.
Yeah, there's
I
no
think
such thing.
I think it's important to also say, like, even if we had a day where conservatives ruled all, like every position in the entire country
Sounds
was
like heaven.
Republicans, right? Was Republican conservatives, we would still probably be on this show arguing and complaining, because they're gonna mess up too.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Trump messes up every day. We have Republicans. We have our statewide politicians here in Louisiana who mess up every day, it seems like. And they're not perfect, but you know what? They're a lot better than Zoran Mamdani, and they always will be.
What? Hold on.
They always will be.
We're going to end with that debate. Gabe, what's that quote from the debate last night or 2 nights ago?
It's like Courtesy was said. It's about Cuomo. He goes. If you're under 30, Cuomo's always flirty, and that is the greatest quote. I love.
Who's waiting to see the SNL skit from that debate? Because didn't Curtis say something about glazing him or something?
Yeah, because they asked Zadami, like, how would you rank the mayor race? And of course, like, I'll rank myself number 1. Number 2 is Curtis, and Curtis goes, "You can stop glazing me," which is crazy. He knows that word because I think he's in his 50s, 60s. He's an old guy, and so
Older guy.
yeah, he's an older guy that's using our generation's slang. Or the Parker, you're not part of this.
I would
You're
even, it's like, he's not even Zoran Mamdani. Like, I'm gonna start calling him Saddam Mamdani.
Justin wants to get jumped. Justin
Oh,
wants all the hate.
Osama
If you,
Mamdani.
okay,
I mean,
so Justin, if anyone wants to go and jump Justin, you're gonna have to deal with them too, because I'm too old. So
hey,
yeah.
I'm easy to find.
Yeah, we're landing this. So we want to thank y'all so much. Now, just a few announcements, just so we go ahead and have it out. The 16th of November, we will not have a show. Gabe is graduating that weekend, finally, after he could have been a doctor of how long he's been in school. I think he actually went to school longer than most doctors, but anyway, going on. So he's graduating, and
5 years.
yeah, after all these years.
I switched to a hard major after 2 years of college. Okay, you try to be a pilot, buddy. You try to be a pilot.
He went
But-
from
but hold on.
landscaping studies to aviation.
But you know what, Gabe? You want to see my bank account compared to yours?
Hey, catch me in Delta about 5 years from now. We'll compare
If you
that.
check Parker's bank account, you'll see a transaction for.
Ah, yeah.
So anyway, with that, so we're not going to do a show then, and then we're coming into the holidays, so there'll be a couple of episodes we probably will not record, especially going in between the week of Christmas and New Year's, because spending time with your family is most important, and it's more important than spending this. So I'm telling you now, we won't have an episode the week of between Christmas and New Year's, so that way we all can spend time with our families. Because I know, like with Coy, he has family that comes out of town, and so we can optimize the time that we spend with our loved ones. But we're going to have a couple of breaks coming up, and we'll put that out on Facebook, so that way you're not searching for it the next day. So we're just excited. We've enjoyed what we've done so far, having statewide elected officials and candidates, and then having Moon, which was great. And so we're going to keep doing more of that. You're going to hear more from us as well. We just want to have everyone informed of what's happening in the state of Louisiana and nationally, and then get to hear some really cool commentary. Where else are you going to hear that except right here on the Right Bros podcast? So,
And we're going to be live with each other next week, right?
yes, I'm excited.
Live.
Yeah.
And
We
then,
do have
so
another Senate candidate coming on in 2 weeks as well.
yes, we will. And so, but hold on. before we end, because we really got to wrap it up, someone is having a birthday this coming week, and it is our very own Coy Fortenberry.
Yes, sir. I get to buy my health insurance now. Let's go. 26.
From there, brother, I promise you. Yeah, you have to be. You're forced to be an adult now.
Have you ever
I
heard
know.
of
So
Obamacare?
fun. Huh?
Obamacare.
Oh, hell
Way to
no.
go, Ira.
Absolutely
Way
not.
to go, Ira. It's
Coy loves
affordable care.
Obamacare.
No,
Coy
we have to get Gabe on Obamacare because his dad's not
Yeah.
working, and then he's not working. So you
Well,
know.
Gabe is automatically enrolled. He's a person of color. So.
Oh.
All
I
right.
hate you guys. I hate you.
No, you don't. No, you don't. But anyway, thank y'all so much for tuning in. We will see y'all next week. And thank y'all so much. We appreciate every one of y'all for tuning in and listening. Thank y'all so much. And, go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Yes, sir. Go Tigers.
Goodbye, y'all.
Yeah.